What is going on? In today's dance comp review video, we are going to be talking about professional ballroom dancers and where do they get their superpowers. Yeah! When you're in your teens or early 20s, physically demanding competitive ballroom dancing does not really overwhelm you. If you're heavily involved into competing, dancing a single final is like a walk on the park. And even if your journey to the pedestal starts with a quarterfinal, it is still not really a big of a deal. But that is in your teens and early 20s. The closer you get to the 30s or even 40s, all of a sudden you start to realize that your body is getting majorly abused. I'm so tired. But when we watch the professional couples who are kind of past their spring chicken stage, I personally can't help but wonder, where do they get their power to keep on dancing at this competitive level? Knowledge and technique. Technique has been created not just for the purpose of the good looks of the dance, but it actually helps your movement to become more natural. A great example would be your body weight. I'm sure you've heard your coach constantly repeat, transfer your weight, transfer your weight, transfer your weight, transfer your weight. Well, I can only base this off my personal experience, but it is so much easier to actually fall into the step rather than make one. The reason behind it is pretty simple. Gravity. Since my upper body has a bunch of weight, I just align it in a direction I want to go and bam! I got myself some directional movement. But I bet you already knew that. Although, if for some reason you have no idea what I'm talking about, I think I would probably do a completely separate video just on the topic of falling. How about that? So in that case, all top pros know these little tiny tricks which they have acquired over the years of practicing, getting coaching and training, and of course personal analysis. And now we can give it a scientific conclusion. The better your technical knowledge is and the better you can utilize your technical knowledge, the easier and more power efficient is your dance. You know what? I'd be a hypocrite to deny the fact that I absolutely love to bust through my routine when I just warmed up, barely warmed up. But after watching some top pros practice, I've actually realized the benefit of going slow. I am sure you have all heard of the good old muscle memory, which unfortunately at its early stages completely refuses to work with the speeds of our competitive minds and desires. Going slow, especially at the early stages and sometimes for the purpose of reinforcing your current technical skills, is something our coaches have been telling us for years. From the anatomical standpoint, each muscle in our body is innervated by a motor neuron. When a new move gets introduced, it will mean that an unfamiliar signal from your brain to the muscle has to take its time to reach its destination. Your brain has a thought that it needs to do a certain move. It then sends a signal from the brain through the spinal cord, through the little nerves, into the one single muscle, and eventually the group of muscles to fire up and then send the signal. Why am I nerding out on this? To sum it up, the more frequently the signal passage is used, the easier it would be to build a muscle memory.
The prophecy is true.
The best part is the slow-mo principle works with absolutely anything, from the simplest to the most complex of moves or choreographed routines. And by the looks of it, top pros have mastered the slow-mo technique. Quality takes time. Everyone knows the 10,000 hour trick. When you spend 10,000 hours on something, you become an expert. But imagine repeating a mistake for an entity of time and then realizing that you were doing it wrong. Oh no. Yep, happened to me and I'm pretty sure it happened to you too. I know. It seems that the top pros are great because they spend a chunk of time analyzing and maybe even over-analyzing their dance. Their stamina is built over the years of repetitive movement as well as extracurricular activities, which I'm going to be talking about later. But their technique and choreography has been danced and changed and danced again and altered and changed again and just over and over and over.
Over and over again, I try to tell myself that
if you follow top couples that have been dancing together for a long time, you'd be able to observe that some choreographical patterns they have danced 5 years ago are still being used today. This is a perfect example of quality over time as well as confidence in their movement and power. Extracurricular activities. I think pretty much all top couples, regardless of dancing categories, use other forms of physical activity to aid their competitive dancing. From yoga, Pilates, and other stretching exercises to cardio, strengthening, and other conditioning workouts. The competition is tough, and your body needs to be able to perform in the most extreme conditions and for the most prolonged periods of time. But all top pros know that if they play hard, they have to rest hard. Giving your body enough rest is an absolute must. Some prefer massage and physiotherapy, and others prefer spa and hot sauna treatments. And if you're Russian, you obviously like banya. Let's get beaten by a birch branch. Come. Alright, the last one, clarity of goals. It's hard to believe that one idea can keep a couple together for such a long time. I mean, of course, for some it won't last long. At major competitions and mostly by results, we can see which couple has dedicated a lot of their time into their competitive dancing. Even though occasionally we can see that the results are being unfair or controversial, but in the long run, everybody will get what they deserve. We also can't deny the fact that some just might be more cut for this than others. Some are more determined, lucky, and just simply more driven. And it's okay. I think each and every single one of us have to take it as far as we want and can.
Alrighty then.
Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed this or not, but check out the custom tee! Dance Sports Overly Manly Man, I lead, you follow. Since we like to post fun stuff on our social medias, this meme right here got some major likes. Long story short, if you would like a t-shirt or a piece of apparel with this design right here, go ahead and check out this link. That is it for today's video on where do top pros get their power. If you want an article version of this video, I will also leave the link in the description. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with your dance friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our social medias to get notified on the new video releases. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Igor Shalvarov, and guys, which topic should we cover next? Drop them comments right there. Did you know that this is like 1920s boxing? It's funny how the world works, huh? This man right here, who is probably out there now, he's watching over and he's like, I'm part of the dance industry now. Wow.